How's it going? I saw a very special octopus this week, and this is the Mimic Octopus. This octopus is capable of mimicking a number of venomous and spiny marine animals, like for instance the flounder here. And this is a really cognitively unique animal, but it actually has a close cousin. And 2 weeks ago, when I was in Sikihor, I saw this close cousin, which is the Wunderpus, after the German Wunder, which is miracle. And they look rather similar. And the question often comes up, what is the difference between the Mimic Octopus and the Wunderpus? They live in relatively similar locations. They're typically not very deep, and they live in the tropical Indo-Pacific. So often divers, underwater videographers, photographers see these animals, and it's not quite clear what they have seen. Now, what do we do in such a case? We go back to the original papers, to the scientific literature which describe these animals. Now, here is paper by Hochberg, Norman, who has done a lot of very good work on mollusks, cephalopods and fin. This paper was the one which describes the Wunderpus, which scientifically is called Wunderpus photogenicus, so photogenic miracle octopus. Now, the paper is very well written. There's a description of the animal. You can see that one of the 8 arms is shorter. This is something it shares with the Mimic Octopus. You can see these very long arms. Here, this figure shows actually the digestive system. These kidney-shaped things, actually not kidneys, they're glands. They're glands for digestive enzymes. And on the right, you can see the shape of the beak. Now, the paper also shows the male reproductive system. Has very good pictures, and it shows the differences. So it says they can be clearly distinguished, the Mimic Octopus and the Wunderpus. There's a single long supraocular papilla over each eye, inflated and blunt-tipped, versus very elongated and finely pointed in the Mimic Octopus. The anterior ocular papillae on the margin of each eye are absent versus present in the Mimic Octopus. There's a lower number of suckers on this short arm, higher number of suckers on the long arms, the shorter arm length, fewer gill lamellae per demibranch, and a well-defined color pattern with large round white spot on the posterior tip of the mantle. So there are a number of differences, some of which you can really only figure out when you have a specimen in the lab. But this shape of these papillae on top of the eyes, this is very telling. So this is the Mimic Octopus, and here, so if you look on top of the eyes, nice color change, right? If you look on top of the eyes, you see that these papillae are rather short, and this is different in the Mimic Octopus, which you can see here. Now, and the color pattern is more clearly delineated between the black bands and the white bands in the Wunderpus. So I hope that helped. These are the ways of telling these two animals apart, of which there are really only these, there's the color pattern and there's the shape of the papillae, which distinguishes them clearly for the scuba diver, underwater photographer, videographer. A lot of these other differential diagnostic properties, they're really only useful when you're in a lab. Now, you can see these pointed papillae on top of the eye. Now, I will leave you with this. There will be 2 more takes, 2 more cuts of animals after this, and you can test your knowledge, and you can tell me whether what you're seeing is a Mimic Octopus or a Wunderpus. Again, the Wunderpus was filmed in Sikihor, the Mimic was filmed in Darwin, both in the Visayas region of the Philippines. Okay, here we go. Animal 1, tell me what this is, leave a comment. Hope you enjoyed this, hope this was useful, and see you next week.